My project is titled The Helpless Optimism of Spring, Embracing Love in a World Full of Grief. It is a collection of ecofeminist poems exploring society's current perceptions of femininity and nature and how those views limit our ability to form connections. The main argument of this project can be summarized with the words of renowned poet Margaret Gibson. She says, to live in a world of separate, unrelated beings, actively to separate subject and verb, actively to separate commonality, actively to live in egoistic isolation, that has consequences. Crisis. Throughout these poems, I speak on gendered violence towards Indigenous and Black women in North America. I express an appreciation towards nature, and I explore humans' innate desire for deep human connections. My first poem discusses the epidemic of missing and murdered Indigenous women and Two-Spirit individuals. In 2016, the National Crime Information Center reported that approximately 5,712 Indigenous women and girls were missing across North America. 3 years later, in 2019, the same organization totaled the number of missing Black women at more than 64,000. Despite the high volume of missing women of color, media coverage of these women and tangible solutions to solve this issue have been scarce. So here is We Count Ghosts Like We Count Sheep. In 2016, we finally did the math. 5,712 Indigenous women, girls, Two-Spirit people gone. 4,200 cases unsolved, 400 years of forced exile, of forgotten culture, of erasure, millions of voices silenced by rapacious hands. But it wasn't enough. We solved for X. We carried the one and we simplified and ignored the wails of those who were scarred or left behind until 5,712 became 84.3%, became 4 in 5 women lost, or 1 in 4 women whose bodies become a cage, a foreign prison from which they can't escape. We must have thought that single digits would help us sleep better at night. But each day since, that number has only compounded on itself, and yet we make room for it under the rug. So much pain buried, so many lost spirits still yet to find their way home, thousands of lives painted red. Sweet dreams are a thing of the past, the whole world's haunted now. My next poem is a response to a piece of performance art by Cuban-American artist Ana Mendieta. This piece is a part of Mendietta's collection titled Silhouettas. Here it is right here. And it is about arriving at a place where you're truly ready to release self-sabotaging habits and embrace change. So here is Internal Spring. Today, I don't mind feeling temporary, and yet it's almost strange feeling this settled, this close to Elysian. I used to think that I was incapable of setting down roots, of feeling tied to a place or to people. I was a speck of dust drifting in and out of people's lives, an observer of my own. Life always felt safer with no attachments, no anchor to sink me, and so I dropped all of the weight, hoping I could convince myself that I was free. I've hidden away in caverns made of stone. I've plucked budding seeds instead of weeds. I felt hellebores sprout at my fingertips and dismissed it as an itch. All of the possibilities, who I could be, who I could love, all of the beauty that I could create if I just let myself be tethered was just another shovel meant to bury me. But now those possibilities feel like bits of baby's breath dancing around me, and they're mine. The wind makes them sway, and I study their shape, their fragrance. But the real magic is in how they fall around me, how we look as a complete picture. Me in the center, a bouquet in the air, a petal on my shoulder or in my hair. The wind may carry the petals off of me. I may have to dig up roots and start again, but for a moment, we are just there. I don't know if it feels right, but I know it could if I let it. And then in the words of Margaret Gibson again, the most valuable poems will also explore in language how to free ourselves from the illusion that we human beings are separate, rewriting our sense of what it means to see everything, including ourselves. And that is what I most want people to take away from my poems. We can no longer ignore the harm that we cause to our environment. We can no longer ignore the pain of our most vulnerable. It is time to start viewing ourselves as a community rather than as individuals, and only then can we create lasting change. Thank you. Next up, we have Alexis Dudek.